Joining us here for this workshop in Addis. We're very, very pleased to see you all. I'm Kimber Bogart. I direct the Forum on Investing in Young Children Globally, which is part of the Institute of Medicine at the National Academies in Washington, D.C. So I wanted to welcome you, but the actual formal welcome is going to be given by Demisi Habti, the president of the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences, which is our partner organization for this meeting. So we welcome Demisi and Mesresha, and we want to also thank the staff from the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences who've been working with us for several months pulling this together, and so we've just had a really great relationship with our fellow academies. So thank you very much and welcome, Demisi.
As you heard, I'm Demisi Habti. I'm the president of the Ethiopian Academy of Sciences. Members of the Forum on Investing in Young Children Globally, speakers and moderators of the session, representatives of the Institute of Medicine and the National Research Council, invited guests, fellow co-welcomers, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you to this meeting. The Ethiopian Academy of Science is proud to co-sponsor this event with IOM and National Research Council. As you probably may have noticed, Addis Ababa has become a very popular place to visit. And I'm afraid that we do have some competition from visiting presidents and senators. Hence, I hope you don't feel offended for not getting a 5-star attention, at least for today and tomorrow, and things may be better. As a matter of fact, jokes aside, the concurrent visit of President Obama to Kenya and Ethiopia has boosted this meeting's agenda. I don't know how many of you may have heard his talk yesterday, and during that speech in Kenya, he underlined the critical role the young are expected to play in Africa. In fact, he literally sort of bypassed all the elders and said the future is with the youth and not with all people. So he did point us in the right direction, and in this respect, he laid the groundwork for our meeting. This is, in some ways, an example of politics supporting science. Traditional wisdom professes that the future of humankind depends on its children, and the growth and development of children for such a role is therefore critical, and this in turn is deemed to be the responsibility of families and the community at large. I believe it is fair to assume that societies develop beliefs and practices to undertake this responsibility in accordance with the state and art of science of the day. Let me illustrate this with some examples from Ethiopia, as it occurred some decades in the past. I believe some of these examples may be true to many sub-Saharan African countries. The official language of Ethiopia is Amharic. It's a Semitic language, and the Amharic language does not have a word for an orphan. Such a child is only referred to as one whose parents are not alive. As a matter of fact, this is probably because the community and family structure is always prepared to have the next of kin take the child as its own and raise it as such, with little difference from the care that they are giving their own children. Related families live in close proximity to one another and know all the children in their families. So they know them from early infancy. And it's not as if the infant is going to an orphanage, it's going to a familiar place. A second example is the practice of adopting children. Children whose parents have problems economically or socially get their children adopted by either close blood relatives or even regular friends. Such children are referred to as the children of the breast, implying that these children have access to the new mother and to the most important scientific technology, breast milk, which, as you know, is an important determinant of survival during infancy and childhood. Thirdly, another third example is that elders in a community have important role for children, particularly for older children, in advising and disciplining them, and it's taken for granted that any elder in a community has as much right as the parents to ensure that these children don't misbehave, they don't steal, they don't fight, and so on. Religious organizations also play an important part, particularly in providing traditional education. These were the beliefs and practices that used to be followed when I was a child. Just in case you have some thoughts, it's only some years back that this practice took place. The role of government and civil society was minimal until recently and dwelt on the provision of education and health at most. The high morbidity and mortality prevalent amongst children in Ethiopia as well as in several parts of Africa, the inadequate facilities in education, the widespread poverty and poor living conditions hindered the development of the full potential of children. Fortunately, during the past few decades, considerable progress has been achieved on several fronts, thanks to advances in science and technology. And also to the fact that governments, civil organizations, and the international community have taken a much more active role. We now appreciate that investment in young children should start before birth. The health of the mother before and during pregnancy, the provision of facilities for safe delivery, appropriate care of the newborn and the young child, schooling, etc., are of course essential for optimal development. Increasingly recognized as important include the expansion of education for girls and women, women's rights and status, economic growth, infrastructure development, etc. Ethiopia has made some advances to address these issues and issues related to young children. One of the more prominent achievements that I can mention is in the health sector that has resulted in the marked reduction of childhood mortality, enabling Ethiopia to reach the Millennium Development Goals, I think last year. Similarly, there are some advances in the education sector with access to education reaching close to 100%. I hope you will have opportunity to learn what Ethiopia is doing in investing in young children during your brief stay here. And I sincerely hope also that you will have occasion to visit some aspect of the history of this country. Thank you.